Have you ever spent time with someone who's perfectly nice to you and yet you walk away feeling strangely exhausted? Now, they were really nice to you. They were not rude. They did not insult you. In fact, they were sugar coated sweet. There was no argument, no obvious negativity, and nothing you could point to and say that was the problem. But something about the interaction felt heavy. Maybe you spent the entire conversation reassuring them. Maybe every compliment was followed by self criticism. Maybe they agreed with everything you said, but you could sense they weren't being completely honest. Or maybe they were so afraid of upsetting anyone that you ended up carrying all the emotional weight of the interaction. And this is where we need to make an important distinction. Being nice and being emotionally healthy are two very different things. So, today we are talking about why some of the nicest people in your life can also be some of the most emotionally draining people, and why recognizing that does not make you unkind. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today's topic may sound slightly controversial because we are so used to thinking of people in two categories. Either we call them nice people or we call them difficult people. But relationships are far more complicated. Someone can be kind hearted and still have no boundaries. Someone can mean well and constantly need reassurance. They can be generous and still make you feel responsible for their emotions. And sometimes the very behavior we call nice is actually a pattern such as people pleasing, conflict avoidance, overgiving, excessive apologizing, or difficulty expressing needs directly. So the person may not be deliberately trying to drain you at all. The person, in fact, is trying to be the best, the sweetest, but the relationship can still become exhausting. Healthy relationships require more than kindness, they also require honesty. They require boundaries, emotional stability, responsibility, ability to tolerate occasional discomfort. So, today we are exploring 5 reasons nice people can leave you emotionally drained, and how to tell the difference between genuine niceness and kindness and relational patterns that quietly ask you to carry too much. Number one, their niceness comes with an unspoken need for reassurance. So, you know this interaction very well. I'm sorry, I'm probably bothering you. You say, of course, no, no, you're not. I'm sorry, have I disturbed you at the wrong time? No, no, you have not. Oh, I know you're busy. I shouldn't have called right now. Oh, no, no, that's okay, that's okay. You reassure them again and again and again. You are sure you're not upset with me? And suddenly, a 5 minute conversation has turned into 20 minutes of emotional reassurance. The person may genuinely actually be concerned. The person may genuinely be insecure rather than manipulative. But when reassurance becomes a constant requirement, you can find yourself managing their emotional safety. And you're no longer simply having this relationship, you are repeatedly proving that the relationship is okay. And that becomes exhausting. Reason number two, they say yes when they mean no and resent you later. So some people are so uncomfortable disappointing others that they agree to things initially, even if they don't want to do them. Of course, I'll be there, no problem. Of course, let's go, whatever you want. Oh, yes, I'm happy to help. But underneath that yes, There may be a whole lot of frustration, fatigue, resentment. Eventually, you start sensing that something is wrong. But when you ask, they insist everything is fine. This creates emotional confusion because when someone cannot communicate a clear no to you, you can never completely trust their yes. Genuine kindness includes honesty. It allows somebody to say, I care about you, but you know what? I can't be with you today. That's not being less kind, it's actually being more emotionally honest. Reason number three, they avoid conflict, so you have to find the problem. So, conflict avoidance can look very peaceful from the outside, such a good thing. Nobody argues, nobody raises their voice, everything seems so fine, so picture perfect. Except it isn't, because you start noticing shorter replies, the change in tone, the distance, the passive comments. And now you're trying to work out what happened. Are you okay? Oh my god, did I upset you? Is something wrong? And they say no, but their behavior says otherwise. So you become the emotional detective in this relationship. Healthy relationships are not relationships without any conflict. They are, relationships where people can safely say something bothered me. Can we talk about it? Reason number four, their giving creates invisible obligations. Some people give constantly, they are overgivers. They help before you ask, they make sacrifices, they just go out of their way to the point that it can also become irritating. See, generosity, of course, can be beautiful, but sometimes chronic giving, oh my god, it has an unspoken emotional contract attached to it. After everything I've done for you. That's the tagline. They may never even say those words aloud, but you can feel them. You begin feeling guilty when you cannot reciprocate. You feel uncomfortable saying no to them. You start managing their disappointment because they've been so good to you. Healthy generosity gives because it chooses to give. Okay? Healthy generosity gives because it chooses to give. It doesn't quietly create a debt the other person never agreed to owe. Reason number five, their emotional comfort becomes your responsibility. And perhaps, this is the biggest one. You begin editing yourself around them. You soften your opinions because they don't take disagreement very nicely. You hesitate before even sharing any news because you worry they'll compare themselves. You don't set boundaries because they'll feel rejected. You don't tell them the truth because they'll be hurt. And slowly, keeping them comfortable becomes more important than you being yourself. And that's when a relationship becomes emotionally draining. Not necessarily because the other person is bad, but because you no longer feel free inside that relationship. It quietly started becoming toxic a long time back. A simple question, you should ask yourself is, instead of asking, is this person nice? Ask yourself, how do I consistently feel when I'm around this person? Can I say no? Can I disagree? Can I express a need? Can I be successful without shrinking it? If you get all these answers in the affirmative, then it's a beautiful relationship. Otherwise, it will get toxic with time. These questions tell you far more about the health of a relationship than niceness alone ever will. So, well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, comment, share it with whoever needs to hear this today. Until next time, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now, but asking you to subscribe to the Flight to Fulfillment podcast on either Substack or YouTube or Apple or Spotify, wherever you're more comfortable, so that you don't miss out on a single dose of inspiration coming your way. And if conversations like these really hit you somewhere in the heart and you want to be a part of a community where women help each other grow, where women support women, where women live an authentic life, then I invite you to come and join us in our community, the Freedom Divas Hub. Write into me if you want to be a part of it. Until next time, take care, live authentically, and remember, it's one life you have to live. So be kind, be compassionate, but don't confuse keeping everyone happy with having a healthy relationship. See you the next time. Bye bye.